It's week 6 of the NFL, and we've got the latest chapter of a historic rivalry. It's the 49ers and the Seahawks on Thursday night primetime.
We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at Lumen Field here in the Soto District of Seattle. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. The losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they're off to a terrific start, unbeaten at 5-0 through the first month and change.
And you can hang a lot of this early success on their defense.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Now the 49ers getting ready to go on offense, and it's the Pro Bowler Brock Purdy at the helm in his third NFL season now out of Iowa State.
And the great story of Brock Purdy continues. Had he been drafted in the first round, I think people would be singing his praises to the skies, but for whatever reason, people can't let go of the fact he's Mr. Irrelevant, and they don't give him the credit he deserves. He is not just a system quarterback. He's a guy who enhances his team. Not just along for the ride, he's the one steering the ship, and without him, their ceiling significantly drops.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 13 carries, 53 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
That one complete to his receiver, Jennings. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They go play action here. Purdy. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down. And Charles, we see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back on the field in a hurry.
Brandon, I'm going to go ahead and age myself, but I'm going to ask you, when you were in high school and there were injuries, did you hear next man up from your coaches?
Well, you hear it every week now in the NFL, that's for sure.
You know, back when I played when dinosaurs roamed the earth, you didn't hear next man up. You heard, oh, no, we've got to put in Davis.
Here's Purdy. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On 4th down, the Niners trot out Mitch Wishnowski to punt the football. Back deep, the dangerous Tyler Lockett. And this will be taken at the 13. Well, following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Geno now to throw. He'll get that to Charbonnet. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. And now a handoff to Charbonnet. He'll get this up to about the 44. Now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. From the 44-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. This ball caught by McIntosh. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Now Smith.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Here's the give to McIntosh.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
The Seahawks at 2-3 here to begin the new season. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So, you know, they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
7 yards there and a first down. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive.
2nd and a couple.
At the 13-yard line.
They'll run with McIntosh.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
5-yard gain on the play. And that's good for another Seahawks.
They'll try the air now with Smith.
Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba.
That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook.
And he's going to go down, sacked back at the 13-yard line.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Throwing now is Geno. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
Now here's Jason Myers. He gets set for the Seahawk field goal.
From the left hash. Should be a fairly easy one here.
Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The 49ers offense and Brandon Ayuk getting set for this next possession. And he's been as productive as anyone in the NFL in the middle part of this season. The NFL's leader in receiving yards to this point, and he doesn't appear to be slowing down anytime soon. Purdy now to throw.
The first catch of the game for George Kittle. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that will bring up 2nd down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
Purdy looking to throw. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. Devin Witherspoon getting a hand in there that time.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
You talk about this Seahawk defense.
And they've played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Oh, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now.
Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett.
And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
They'll begin here with a run with Charbonnet.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches.
It's 2nd and inches.
Now it's Smith off the bootleg.
Outright to Smith and Jigba.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 49.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
At the 45-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
And from the gun, here's a handoff to Charbonnet.
And he's going to be met at about the 43. Still a couple yards short of the 1st as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here.
Play action. It's Smith.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up.
Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
Man coverage on the left side, so I really like the design of this play because they opened up the field and brought their tight end the other way on a crossing route. That's a lot of ground to cover if you're a defender. I've been there before, unable to stay with his man there.
That's complete, right around the 8. And here he'll get it down to the 7. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
2nd and 4 at the 49ers 7-yard line.
On the give, here's Charbonnet.
And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
From the gun on 3rd down, Smith. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Seahawks are able to stretch out their lead.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead grows to 10-0. That time a 9-play drive.
And it was capped off by a Jackson Smith and Jigba touchdown catch. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away.
Oh, a good return up past the 30.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
Gets this one to use check. So the completion good for just 3. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
Now Purdy.
That is caught, and he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Shotgun now with Purdy. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. That sack, it goes to Boye Mafe. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Purdy. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
And that's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. And his kick is indeed good, and they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Geno Smith getting ready to go again here on offense. Last series, the ball never hit the ground. 6 of 6, touchdown pass, so whatever he did then, do it again, right?
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of when I watched the best quarterbacks throw 7-on-7 or even routes versus air. They're accurate, the receivers catch it, the ball never touches the ground. Or if you want to take it to basketball, a well-executed fast break, right? Pass, 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 finish at the rim, basket. Yeah, ball never hits the ground there either.
Man open downfield, it's Metcalf. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 27 yards there, a first down.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. And oftentimes when you see that, that means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Smith. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he's got room. And he's brought down at the 19 after a gain of 19. First down in the red zone. A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Smith throwing again. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
From the gun, here's Smith. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury.
The offense on third down tonight, they've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28.
Dre Greenlaw getting home on that one.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
So on 4th down, here's Jason Myers for the Seahawk field goal. He made his first attempt, this from 45. Myers' kick is good, and they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
The visitors' offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And he's been a consistent force offensively all season, currently ranked amongst the best in the NFL in terms of receiving touchdowns.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Encroachment defense.
So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
So after the penalty, here's 2nd and 3.
Throwing here, Purdy.
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Purdy. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Back to throw, Purdy. A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
No receivers open, so who's forced to put that one into Puget Sound? That's a great job defensively blanketing those receivers, and ultimately, a smart idea by him just to get the ball out of there.
Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Tyrell Dodson.
The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Here's Purdy. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Oh, it's a wobbler here. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They're looking to bounce back following the loss to the Giants last week, and they do lead here right now, and they've got the football obviously as well. 1st and 10. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And that'll be incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
A shotgun snap for Smith.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Shifts by him at the 25. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10.
Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10.
At their own 26. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
That's complete to Pearsall.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Purdy going to give it to Guerrero.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
Again, it's Guerrero.
And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
Now whistles here, and I think one of the big boys for the 49ers might have jumped. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Operating from the gun. Purdy. Connects with Kittle underneath. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. No return, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
And this is McIntosh.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
And that's good for a Seahawks.
They'll keep it on the ground. McIntosh
Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 42-yard line.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 43 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 47. Out of the gun, Smith.
And he's got Smith and Jigba.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Geno now to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Catch is made by Metcalf. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. He's up to 87 yards receiving now, and it's a first down.
First down and goal to go.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up second and goal.
They'll fake it. Now Smith.
Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete. Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Throwing now is Geno. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted.
Picked up by Diamador Lenore. And the Niners are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. The defense, Charles, they bent a little bit, but they did not break. And then on 3rd and goal there, the huge interception.
Think of the momentum they're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they were conceding 3 points. Their goal was to keep them out of the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
And San Francisco gets set to go here.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
That's caught out right by Jennings. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
Purdy looking to throw.
Flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Throwing on 2nd and long.
Purdy. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Following the play here, now we've got an injury. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And this is going to be incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
The Seahawks offense and Geno Smith headed back out for this next possession. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Now a handoff up the middle. McIntosh. And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now Geno. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Now Dobbs.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And a pretty good run, all things considered. Probably would have liked that in the first quarter instead of right now as the clock continues to run. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. To throw is Dobbs.
Now that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
He's going to throw one up for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. A number of great games coming up this weekend, starting with the second of the 3 London games this year, the Jags and Bears from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Excellent games in the late afternoon window as well, one being over in Arlington, where it'll be America's team, the Cowboys, taking on the Detroit Lions. And finally, on Monday Night Football, we wrap up Week 6 with Bills-Jets in the AFC East from MetLife Stadium. For the Seahawks in the first half, they were led by their quarterback, Geno Smith. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Seahawk offense set to go to begin this 3rd quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Now Smith.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Off of play action, here's Smith.
He'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
There defensively for the breakup, Charvarius Ward.
And with the struggles they've had putting points on the board, he's the one who's had the breakthrough, trying to find him again for another one to try and add to their total.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
Fielded at the 20. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over.
The Niners offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. As you take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a QB, you'll notice he's worked his way into the top 5 at this point in the season. And that to the 30. It'll be second down. Second down and 6 now. Running left, Mason. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 15 for the Niners there and a first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
Shifts past him at the 45. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
From the 47 now, they'll work with a 2nd and 7. A handoff running right, Garendo. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith.
Targeting the out route, and he completes this to Metcalf.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. He went over 100 yards in the wild card round. He's over 100 here as well. And a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd down and a yard.
Up the middle they go. McIntosh. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
63 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Play action. It's Smith. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Smith, an incomplete pass on first down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. McIntosh. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Here's Smith. Out to the right, he gets it to Lockett. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 4th down. Now here's Jason Myers. He gets set for the Seahawk field goal. From the right hash, this from 53. Myers' kick is good, and the lead stretches. 16-3 now. So the lead extended, and I think at this point you say, hey, defense, take us to the end.
Well, if I got some good music to put to that, I could have a good country hit. I like the way you expressed yourself there. I think the offense has done enough so far. But like you say, if your defense is only giving up 3 points.
Now a hit and a loose football. And it looks like the defense has got it. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. Smith and Jigbo hauling it in on the out route. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And that's good for a Seahawks. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Here's Smith. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Geno Smith, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
He didn't originally want to run, but he didn't see anything in the passing game, so he scrambled, and wouldn't you know it, he scores a touchdown anyway. It's awfully nice to have a quarterback who can make things happen with his legs.
The Seahawks offense staying put out on the field. They're going to go for 2. They're going to try and run. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. Needed a couple yards for the 2-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do because a lot of teams play you for the pass, so you spread people out, decide to run the football. You often find good running lanes.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And just shutting him off there. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now Dobbs connects with Kittle underneath, and he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw Dobbs. And that will be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. The Seahawks offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 72 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Block it, the man in motion. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. To throw is Smith. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory.
2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll keep it on the ground. McIntosh. And he's going to have this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Niners' 42.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
They'll try the air now with Smith. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
At the 35-yard line.
First carry here for Ken Walker.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. Back to throw, Smith.
Setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. 8 yards on the screen there, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They snap it to Smith. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. He'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Uchenna and Rosu got the sack there.
Oh, man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes.
And the pressure gets to him again. Uchenna Nwosu, his 2nd sack of the night.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Gets this one to Juszczyk.
Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Returnable for Lockett. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the 4th quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
It's 2nd and 8.
Walker with another carry.
Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, here's Walker.
And some space here.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
The running game continues to be a big part of their success here early in the 4th quarter.
And with those types of runs, that tells you that they feel very confident in their running game. They feel very strong at this stage of the contest, and they want to keep doing exactly what we saw there, running the ball down their throat.
Walker now on 1st and 10.
Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage.
Fred Warner, the all-pro linebacker, there on the stop. Here's 2nd and 10.
At the 21-yard line.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Geno now to throw.
Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So on 4th down, here's Jason Myers for the Seahawk field goal. This one from 35 yards away. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Well, the 49ers settling in for their next drive. This one certainly has not gone according to script. You would have thought on paper that this offense would have its way here, but they certainly have not, and they trail big. After this, it figures to be a quiet trip home.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Dobbs connects with Kittle underneath. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
3rd and 3.
Out of the gun, Dobbs.
Again to the big tight end, George Kittle. And he is going to have a 49ers first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down.
Dobbs is throwing.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Throwing here, Dobbs. Connects with Kittle underneath. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Off the play fake, here's Dobbs. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That one goes for 8 yards. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now Dobbs. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game.
Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Here's Dobbs to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
To throw is Dobbs. Hauled in left side here by Jennings. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 31-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Dobbs to throw. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line.
And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Operating from the gun, Dobbs.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Slot man moves right. From the shotgun, here's Dobbs.
Got a man, that's Ayuk.
Fighting through, and he's got space. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 18.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Looking to throw. Dobbs. And incomplete. A drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. They'll look to throw again. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements. We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that
Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted.
Rayshon Jenkins picks it off.
And the Seahawks are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up 1st and 10
at their own 14-yard line.
Hands it to Walker to begin the series. And we're going to stop play here at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Now a 2nd and 6. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
It's now 3rd and 3.
Now Geno.
And this pass broken up. Now the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more. That 5-game win streak is ticking away here in the 4th quarter. Just haven't been as sharp in this one.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
Boye Mafe
Able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him.
That's to the former Alabama man, Cameron Latu.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And 3rd and 8 now.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. So they'll wind up losing 7 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a 1st down. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the 2nd half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed a push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
On the counter, it's Walker.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
55 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
And Walker once more.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. From the gun, it's Walker.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 4 brings up 2nd down at the 35-yard line.
A give for Walker running right.
Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31. Defensively, they rally quickly after the broken tackle.
That's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 12.
So the victory here for Seattle. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the 2nd half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a 2nd half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Seahawks, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they'll get the weekend off now as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, they taste defeat for the first time this season as they drop to 5-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.